good morning and welcome to this fiberific live craft and chat. As you can see, things are a little different. We are not in the shack. One major reason for that is we have plumbers in and they are running through the yard, and running all my cords that I need for a live stream would not make for a safe place. Now, they didn't say I couldn't, but I just thought, what happens if they trip and pull something out? It would be very, very bad. It would be very bad. I'm just going to see if I can push this back just a little, just so I can scooch in just a dash. So I haven't actually live streamed like this from this room. So it's a bit different. I don't have any of my usual lights. This is sunlight. This feels so old school, honestly. I do have my good laptop and I am running it mainline. My family are still running around the house. Abby's in her room, Tim's in the office. Which is where I used to live stream from, was the house office. This is my craft room. That is an absolute tip. So there will be no showing you of my craft room. So yeah, it I won't be showing you. So I'm going to have a quick read in the chat, see who's here. We've got Kerry Randall and Ida and Spanner Chick and Sally, Chintamani, Kathy Byer, Di Wench, Jackie Doyle, Christine Crisp, lots of people whose names I'm seeing regularly and chatting to over on the Zoom chats that we're having regularly, our check-in Zoom chats that we're running 8:30 a.m. and 7 p.m. Brisbane times. Kim runs the 8:30 one, Spanachik, and I run the 7 o'clock ones. And it's just a good time where we can all face-to-face chat. So if you want to jump into those, there's plenty of links around. I should warn you, I have no control over the outside noise today. The plumbers have all got like digging gear and cutting things and all sorts of stuff, and they've just started something up, so I don't know if you can hear that or not. I know I can. I have been looking at social media a lot because I'm kind of stuck at home, not a lot going on. And one of the things I've really noticed is that people are making and baking a lot more, and even people that don't usually make, if that makes sense. Like, I've got people in my feed who I usually talk about their pets or their work or their outings or their trips, things like that. And they're at home making and baking. Now, have you guys made anything or baked anything that you wouldn't normally have baked because of the current season? So you've got a bit more time on your hands. That's if you do have a bit more time on your hands. Let me know in the chat. I'm looking to be inspired. So far, I've been working on a project, and you guys all know me. I kind of get all like, start a project and walk away and then don't finish it and then frog it, 6 years later or something. But I've been working on a project, and look at this. I've got so many squares made. I only need 42 full-size squares, and I'm already at 35. So I'm making a blanket called the Spin Your Granny Square blanket, so you can check that out. Christine Jones says, hi from Chantel. Hi, Christine. How are you? Pretty stuff behind me, or pretty fluff, yes. There's some fluff and stuff and all sorts of things all shoved behind me. Jackie's reminding everybody to thumbs up. Thank you, Jackie. Sally says, no, I am thinking about baking some bread, though. That's actually one of the things. A lot of people are making sourdough and are making sourdough starters and things like that. So I haven't gone there yet. Christine says, I'm doing less than usual because I have all of the kids. Well, there is that. I've got mine home, and I'm very lucky. She's pretty self-sufficient because she's nearly 15. She turns 15 on Saturday. So Darwin says, I got my wok out of the cupboard, seasoned it, and have been cooking up some yummy Chinese food. Last night it was a lamb and broccoli stir-fry. That sounds amazing. Jackie says, I'm thinking of trying a sourdough starter. See, I've been looking at that too, but I'm kind of like, do I really want to commit that much? Leonie says that the wet stuff that's falling from the sky, I think it's called rain. Oh my gosh, you've got wet stuff? Jackie says, because we are home and we can supervise it. That's actually a really good point. It's really like sourdough starters really they need time, but you need to make sure they're not growing the wrong kinds of bacteria or spores. So, yeah. Spanner Chick says, I just had to go give myself a crash review on Trig. Not fun. I bet it wasn't, Kim. I bet it wasn't. Kathy's doing the Pip and Poppycock's Great Stash great stash buster with crochet square a day with all different designers, and I also made chocolate chip peanut butter cookies. I haven't had those cookies for over a year and a half. Oh my gosh. Joss Kirk has ordered U Foods. I love U Foods. I hope you like it as much as I do. Joss has got a bit of rain as well. I got no rain. I'm sad. I got no rain. I'd like some rain. The other thing is, in this room versus my craft shed, this room doesn't even have a fan, let alone air conditioner. And because of all the noise, I've had to shut all the doors and windows. So if by the end of the live stream I look like I'm melting, it's probably because I'm melting. Yeah. Oh, Jackie sat through the trig discussion Kim had with her son, and it made my head hurt. Oh my gosh. No, I'm going to be going through and having a biology lesson with Abby later. She's got an assignment due, so I want to find out where she's up to, and I'm sure she's going to have to teach me a lot so I understand, because I don't know. I never did biology. Spanish Chick said, it's a little overcast here, but not raining. No, I get that. I get that a lot. So yeah, so we've got all these like new crafts and things that people are doing, and projects that they're doing. There's non-knitters who are getting into knitting, I've noticed on Facebook. It's a little bit of a trend. People are talking about the importance of yarn crafting for mental health. Like, we're all the choir here. You're preaching to the converted, Chantel. But I think it's really interesting how when people have got time to sit at home and they don't know what to do with themselves, they can't just enjoy the quiet. They've got to find something to do. But out of all the things that they could find to do, I think it's wonderful that they're turning to yarn crafts, because we all know how awesome it is. One of the things that I've noticed has been a big thing is how Craftsy they're not called Craftsy anymore. Do you guys remember when they were called Craftsy? Blueprint have actually put out all their classes are free up until sort of mid-April, I think it is, or maybe 9th of April or something. So I've just thrown a link in. That's an affiliate link for me. You pay nothing because everything's free. But that link is an affiliate link to Blueprint and all their free classes. So if you've got kids at home, you're at home, you want to do something new, they've got classes on so many things. They are doing classes on cooking, sewing, knitting, crocheting, weaving, photography, how to use Photoshop, how to use Lightroom, all of these great, great things. And currently you can sit down and work on them all for free. I personally have the annual subscription, and I think it's about, I want to say $120, I don't know. But for like $10 a month, I'm finding it's absolutely worth it. All the classes that I paid for before I got the subscription, they're still mine. I didn't lose those. But I'm loving that they're putting it out there because there's so many people home looking for something to do and looking for something to learn. There's one particular class in there, I've watched it and I want to sit down and rewatch it and print out the shopping lists. And it's a how to make macarons. Because we love like little French macarons in this household. And we don't buy them because they're just too dang expensive. But if I could learn to make them, I would. It's probably dangerous. It's probably a dangerous thing for me to learn how to make. So yeah, there's so many classes. So definitely have a good look through. You might find something that you're just dying to learn. Rebecca Nelson is thinking about learning how to do Irish crochet. That stuff is stunning. I personally haven't tried, but I'd love to have a look at whatever you're going to have a go at, Rebecca, and see how you go. A lot of creators and designers are putting out free and cheap patterns, but something I really want to sort of emphasize to you all is during this time when you're probably off work as well, and you're noticing that all of the fun events are being cancelled, a lot of designers make their actual money from teaching in workshops and classes, and so their income is being sorely affected. So if there's any way you can afford to pay for a designer's pattern, maybe grab one of their free ones, but also pick up one of their paid ones, that would make a huge difference to a lot of designers out there. And I think they're being unbelievably generous by giving away all this stuff for free. But I think it's also because they're like me, they want to give stuff to their community. It's like me with the Zoom chats. It's a lot of time and it's a lot of energy, but I want to make sure you're all okay. But at the same time, these designers, they need their income to come in. So if you can assist any designer by purchasing even just one little $2 pattern, I think that would make the world of difference. Spanichick says, if you get the annual sub now, they send you codes every quarter so you can buy 3 classes to keep forever even after your sub ends. That is fantastic. That's actually really cool. That's actually an awesome reason why you should buy it now. So at the end of a year, you've got 12 classes sitting in your library that you want to do. I think that's great. Kerry Randall says, I use Ko-Fi if I use more than one free pattern from a designer. I don't understand what Ko-Fi is. Can you explain that to me, please, Kerry? Knitspin Girl says, I was supposed to be going to a spinners camp this weekend and tomorrow's my birthday. Can't do anything. I am so sorry, Knitspin Girl Creations. I absolutely can understand. Abby's birthday is on Saturday and she had this big birthday party planned and we've had to cancel it. And it's not fun when you realise that not only do you have to cancel your party, but you can't even just go out. You just have to sit at home, which is like the worst place when you are sad about not being able to hang out with your friends. Spanichick says, I'm not okay. I know you're not okay, Spanichick. Some of us have got our kids home. Those of us have got school-age kids in Australia. Even though our schools are doing an amazing job at putting out work for all the kids, the parents have kind of got to be the ones to make sure the kids do the work. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm really not doing very well at that. Abby is very, very adamant that this is school holiday time now, and she's still got an assignment due. So she's not a fan of the idea. In saying that, she did get one assignment finished yesterday, which I was really, really happy to see that she'd done. But yeah, that buy 3 classes to keep forever thing, that's brilliant. I'm really happy to see that. So I'm just double checking everything's still running. Ko-Fi is an account system to send payments to artists directly. They have an icon on websites for like buy me a coffee. Oh, okay. So it's like a donate amount. Okay, cool. I didn't know. I mean, I've seen the donate buttons. I just didn't know it was called Ko-Fi. I think that's great. That's an awesome idea, Kerry. That's fantastic. The other thing is I totally understand, like I'm here saying, oh, you should spend money doing this and you should spend money doing that. I 100% understand that not everybody's job is secure during this and that not everybody, especially in Australia, I think, have we had about 1 million people lose their jobs in like a week? Like with coffee shops and restaurants and all businesses being closed down? I think it was something like that. It feels like it was something like that. So, if you've got no funds, totally, grab the free pattern to sit and work on to try and lift your spirits a little. Game Widow says, Victorian kids are on holidays. Hubby working from home with a toothache. I can't escape. Oh, I understand that feeling. I really do. Christine says, Ko-Fi equals buy them a coffee. Yes, I love that. Oh, Ko-Fi, coffee. Oh my gosh. Okay, I get it now. Thanks, guys. It took me a while. Oh, geez. Sorry, the plumbers have started something up outside that's very loud. I hope that it's not too loud for you. That doesn't look like the mic's picking it up at all. That's great. Oh. So I've still got this here that I'm working on. If I lift my hands up, you might be able to see what I'm doing, but that's about as good as I can. I don't have it because this space here is very narrow. I couldn't really set up my normal camera and I mean I probably could have. I could have probably put it on the windowsill on a little. I don't know. I don't think it would have fit personally. You guys can't hear it. That is fantastic. I'm so glad. Because it's really loud for me. But it could be like when I set up this microphone, I set it up in a way that was supposed to minimize the hum of the air conditioner, so it's got like a filter on it. So maybe it's filtering out that noise. So that would be cool. So clamp to the side of the desk. Well, see, if you clamp it to the side of the desk, you can't, depending on like the clamps I've got, a lot of these clamps don't let you swivel things quite around enough. I mean, I could clamp my overhead camera to the desk, no problems, that's fine. It's the other camera trying to get it far enough back and stable, because you don't want it too close, because at the moment this camera is zoomed out as far as it can go, pushed back as far as I can push it, and I've still got to like not lean forward because it chops off my head. I mean, I could totally lean forward and just chop off my head. I mean, I can do that. I will do that. Look at this. I don't have a complete skull. So I just got to count. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this one's finished. Oh my gosh. I nearly gave it an extra round. We don't want that. I've got enough to do without adding extra rounds. Let me chop. Okay. Actually, I might move that microphone cord away from the scissors. That could be bad. That could be very, very bad. So don't be putting numbers in, Kim, you bully. That's a bully antic. I had another one of my nails, my fake nails pop off last night. So this morning I'm like painting it up, trying to make it so I don't want to eat it because fingernails are delicious. Weave in the ends. Look, I am weaving in the ends. What I've been doing is I do a set of them, so a set of the size. So right now I'm doing the 2 rounds, and I've got all these little 1 rounds left to do. So once I've done all the 2 rounds, then I'll sit down and I'll weave in all the ends of the 2 rounds. But I do all the 1 colour, weave in those ends, then put on the 2nd colour and weave on those ends. Just ask Leanne about extra rounds. I know, poor Leanne. How are you going with that, Leanne? I wasn't in on the chat this morning, so I didn't get an update. How are you plowing through it? I'm not sure how I'm going to go, guys. Like, white-wise, I don't know if I'm going to have enough to do the border. We'll find out, I'm sure. We'll find out. So there's so much stuff going on in the crafting world, so much great free content out there. Franklin Habit's putting out some hilarious little sketches that he does. He's such a talented man, that man. If I could have an interview with Franklin Habit, I would love it. I'd probably just sit here and squee and fangirl, and he'd be sitting there looking very uncomfortable through the whole thing, which is why I haven't done it. Yeah. Spanichick says, as long as you have enough for the join, you can do the border in the pink. Absolutely. And that's what I was sort of thinking of doing, because there's definitely enough pink left to do something with. I've just got to make sure there's enough to do all the joining. And it's like, not 100% certain there will be. I mean, I could do what was that border that Stephanie got everybody to do on the blanket? The candy cane stripe border thing. I mean, just be for a little knee rug. Would I really want to kill somebody after? I mean, what I'm hearing is the answer will be yes to that. So, yeah. Knitspin Girl says, so many designers are giving away free patterns too. It's so generous. Absolutely. And just you just have a little look at your favorite designers, and they're either heavily discounting or they're free, because they're really trying to support our community. Like, this is their bread and butter money, but they are also trying to keep everybody happy and just content is probably the best word. It's so hard for so many people in so many countries where we're all on isolation. Now, here in Australia, it's not a lockdown, it's self-isolation, but because of my high risk status, I'm very much basically on lockdown. I don't leave the house. Actually, I can't even tell you when the last time I left the house was. I remember doing it. I remember getting in the car to vote. I went to vote. So that was it. But before that was like a week or so before that as well. Bob Curran says, hi everyone. It looks like I'm late again to give my 2 dogs a lot of love this morning as our both spayed yesterday. Oh, they will need all the pats and loving. All the pats and loving. Absolutely. Rebecca Nelson says, my next project is a mosaic shawl. I love mosaic work, Rebecca. I can't wait to see what you do. I hope if you're happy with what you do, I'd love for you to post a photo over in the Fibrific Fun Zone. That would be awesome. Mosaic work is something I've tried it and I've done swatches and stuff, but I haven't really gone and made a full project of it. but it's so much fun once you get into the rhythm. I struggled a little bit to get into the rhythm, but once I got into the rhythm, I had such a good time. Sally's still here. She's just having a bit of a lurk and a listen. That is totally fine, Sally. That is totally fine. Kerry Randall says to keep everybody sane, and I think that's what it is. You know, especially in like modern housing and modern style living, people rely on the fact that they don't need to stay in their homes all the time. So there's a lot of people that I know, especially in more built-up cities, who live in apartments that may or may not even have a balcony, that would normally not even really cook much. They go out for dinner a lot and they're very social people, but right now they are not, and they're not okay. They are trying to keep themselves, they're trying to do the right things. They really are, but they're going a little bit doolally. And you kind of have to get it. You kind of understand that, you know, in this day and age where people buy a house with no yard because there's a park down the road that they could go to, but right now, I don't know about your countries, but in Australia, a lot of the parks are closed. We're not supposed to go to the park unless it's for a bit of exercise. And so you're not allowed to sit on the bench and watch your kids play because the parks are actually closed. So it's all a bit full on. Game Widow says, I'll be adding to the 400 square to my sock yarn blanket later today. 400! Oh my gosh! That deserves some fanfare right there. That's insanity. Wow. I'm just blown up. Like 400. I mean, I know they're fairly small squares, but that's still making a big blanket, hey? Gosh. So how are you all going? Like with your self ISO? Are you all succeeding? Are you all happy with how you've been going with it? Keeping your sanity. I mean, we have a huge advantage over a lot of people, guys. We have a huge advantage. In that we already know how to yarn craft, and most of us have a decent stash. So we don't really need to go out. We can just stash dive and find a project and hit up that Pip and Poppycock Stash Buster project. Hang on. Tickling my throat. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I've got so many bits and bobs that I could use, but I don't think any of them are the same weight, so it wouldn't end up making a project in the end, so I'm so frustrated. I've worked out during this time, if you've joined in the Zoom chat, you already know this. I've worked out that I'm very bad at buying yarn. I tend to buy a skein or two at the most. And I don't buy like multiple colours in the same yarn. And I sort of just have like little tasters from different dyes, and I have little tasters of things. And I never have enough to make a full decent sized project. And then on top of it all, the colours that I buy won't blur together to do like a blur project. So I'm going a little bit insane trying to find projects that get done with one or two skeins. I'm just like, it's not working. Luckily, this blanket's going to take me a bit longer, and because like this is going to be my ISO project, I'm really trying hard to get it all done. National parks are open in South Australia, but playgrounds are closed. Yes, they are. And that's the thing, because playgrounds, it's got a contact issue. So you touch things in playgrounds. So that's why they're being closed in Australia. I have a soccer field next to the block I live in. I have a soccer field in the next block. I live in an apartment, Kerry says. Yeah, and that's the thing, Kerry. You've got to find somewhere that you can go to escape. That's not... Oh, why didn't any of you tell me? Look at this. This corner is not a corner. I have to pull it all back now. Gosh. I'm the worst. And then I think that was the first corner I did on the square. Yep, look at that. Like, keep pulling. Just keep pulling. Rebecca says, I need some help. I'm also planning to do the Queen Gypsy shawl in lace weight. It's a cone of two-ply lace weight. Would that work? I mean, if it's a lace weight pattern and you've got lace weight yarn on a cone, I can't see why that wouldn't work. Spanachek says we didn't tell you because we can't see it. I'm sorry, Spanachek, you're right. I can't do anything about it. I can't. If I sit up like this, it's very much painful on my back. After a little while, I can do it for a little while, but that's about it. That's the thing. You might have a slightly different gauge if it's not exactly the same meterage of lace weight, But if you make the whole project in that yarn and it's a shawl, it doesn't need to be perfect gauge because it's not a fitted garment. So you should be fine. I can't see a problem. Gypsy. Okay. Kerry says the gypsy shawl was written for fingering weight. It would be much smaller. If the pattern's written for fingering weight and you are using lace weight, it will make it much smaller. So, I mean, you can work around it by having a lot more lace weight and make lots of repeats and make it bigger, but you won't be able to get away with the same. So if it says 600 meters of fingering weight, you can't use 600 meters of lace weight and expect it to be the same. It just won't work. The pattern itself will still work, but you'll need to make more repeats. Does that make sense? Where are we? That corner is not a corner. Thanks, Leanne. And Leanne's off. Bye, Leanne. Have a good day. And Emma designed it extra large. Okay, so Kerry definitely looks like she's made this before. I have not made it. Spanichick says it's motifs. Just do more motifs. Christine says, or hold the lace weight double. I've got feelings about just holding yarn double and expecting it to double in size. As a yarn spinner, I know it doesn't quite work that way, but I mean, it would definitely help. But if it's on a cone, she won't be able to grab each end. So that'll be a problem in itself. Hey, my Miss Minnie, it's nice to have time to join in here. I haven't been able to catch up for ages. It has been ages since you've joined in a chat. Well, I'm glad you could join in. That's one of the advantages of everybody being home at the moment is they've got a little bit of time for this sort of stuff, unless they're working from home and they're supposed to be working, and then you have to sneaky do it, okay? James had a driving lesson yesterday, so I sat in the park with my wheel and did some spinning. Quite a few comments from people out walking, but all kept their distance. You're very lucky, Marie. We're not supposed to be sitting in any of the seats in Queensland. The police will actually move you on. You're not supposed to sit out in the sun. You're either exercising or you're going home. They're your choices. So, yeah, you're very lucky that it wasn't anyone more official who moved you on. Circular 4 continued mandala throw. What? I missed something. Is that what you're working on, Dizzy? I might have missed a comment. I'm in live chat. Yeah? No? Christine Chris says it'll be beautiful in lace weight. So you just probably need to make more motifs. So that would do it. Marie says we're in South Australia, so it's still okay. Okay. Christine Jen says I'm making the gypsy shawl in lace. And I'm going to be doing more squares to fit my height, and I'm 5 foot tall. Oh, there you go. Well, there you go. Rebecca, there's other people making it in lace. Oh, that's what you're making. It copied it weird. Oh, okay. That's all right. Yeah. I'm not sure how easy YouTube lets non-mods copy stuff into the chat. It might have been a YouTube thing rather than a you thing. I don't know. I'm not sure. So I'm just reading through the comments here. I'm using Karen's Skinny Cake. Just had to drop a hook sew. Okay. We are all very good at adjusting to what we have in our stashes because yarn buying in person is not an essential service in Australia. Although Spotlight is still open, I believe. And the temptation is great sometimes just to go out and buy what I want, but I'm afraid I'm not willing to risk it. So I don't. I just stash dive. I mean, not that I don't have enough stash to dive through. It's just I don't always have what I need. I am seriously considering quickly putting in a Bendigo Woolen Mills order before Bendigo Woolen Mills shuts down its online ordering. They've shut down their in-person ordering, but you can still order online and over the phone. So I'm like, what could I get? Dizzy says I actually have to go to Spotlight for work today. Really, Dizzy? You can't order it online? Oh, yeah, Jackie says according to our PM, buying jigsaw puzzles is essential. I don't understand that. Like, do you know what? It's a sanity thing, and keeping everybody sane is fairly essential. But I just don't know. Game Widow says her package arrived yesterday. That's awesome. I'm glad it came in time. Like, it got to you quickly, Gamer Widows. I've been a little concerned about Australia Post. They've been a bit on the, like, I mean, they're a bit overloaded for a start. They have already said that if you order something express post, it won't be treated as express post. It will not arrive overnight. It may arrive within a week, or not if you're Kim. Spanichick says, I suggested we get some puzzles for the kids to do, and it was a hard no. Gosh. Kerry says, WA is indicating hard border closed soon for non-essentials. Yeah, Queensland's borders are closed. So, you're not allowed to come into Queensland without a 14-day quarantine unless you live in a border town and you're coming across for work, or you're an essential service. I think that's what it is. Dizzy says, my order from Darn Good Yarn from December 30 arrived yesterday. I mean, I think that says more about Darn Good Yarn than it does about Australia Post, honestly. I haven't heard great things about their shipping. Marie says, Australia Post also had a problem with their scanners and keeping up, so tracking is not working. Oh, that's horrible. Spanish Chick says, I got an express parcel yesterday. Apparently it had been sitting at the post office for the last week, but they hadn't put a card in the box. Oh my gosh, that is frustrating. And that is so frustrating. Christina says our South Australian borders are the same. Yeah, I think it's pretty much a similar story for most states around Australia, I think. Hence why I mentioned it. By the way, thoughts on Chow Goo Bamboo Double Pins? Is the point sharp? Yes, I would say it is. Do I have any handy? I don't think I've got any right near me. Yeah, the bamboo tips are fairly sharp. Now, they're not as sharp as the stainless steel because it can't be. But for bamboo, it's quite sharp. I quite like them. I don't like the little 2mm ones because I'm afraid I'm just going to snap them. They feel like toothpicks. But I don't snap them. I just feel like I'm going to. But I do like their sort of 3.5s to 4s. And I think they're lovely. And they've got a nice point enough on them that they're still useful. But if you are used to the stainless steel tip, it's going to be a step back from that. I think this will be freight that is not food and medicine. I hope packages arrive soon. I hope so too. Are you talking about how I believe all freight's still travelling through Queensland. I don't believe they've stopped any freight. I think they're just, so like if you're a trucker, you're allowed to sort of come through, but I could be wrong. My ISO project is Tides of Change by Franco Randall. It's free crochet pattern on Rav. All his patterns are fabulous. I totally recommend if you are looking for a crochet blanket. They are, and Frank is also amazing. Frank's also a DJ, and so he's on his Facebook page. He's been having like raves and dance parties because he's got a whole lighting grid set up in his house. And so you've got this overhead camera of his deck, and he's just pumping out music like constantly, like every night he's doing it. So go and check out one of his dance party videos as well. That'd be so cool. Sit there and make one of his patterns along with the dance party video. I actually have permission from Frank to do a step-by-step tutorial on one of his patterns, so I should probably get in and do that before he changes his mind, hey. So yeah. Chintami says freight is okay. Yeah, I think freight's okay. I just think it's like if you want to pop over the border to visit your mum because she lives in another state, the answer is no. You're planning on going on and I think one of the other big reasons why they're doing the border close is because we're going into school holiday times and they don't want people going on holidays. So it's really to put people off doing that as well. I mean, I'm just making some assumptions here, honestly. I am not in the know, but that's my feeling that I've been getting from all this. So yeah, so we've got I'm just going. Game Widow says I'll need to order some to try it. Look, I would recommend it if you don't mind bamboo. Like some people just don't like the feel of bamboo. If you like bamboo, it's definitely worth a go. And they're nice and fine and they're well finished and there's no burrs. I hate burrs in knitting needles. Am I the only person who hates a burr in your knitting needles or on your crochet hook? Because they drive me insane. Chintami says you can apply for permission to go over the border, but you've got to justify it. You can't just go, I want to go over the border. You need to explain why. WA has many remote communities, so we will have harder restrictions soon. Yeah. I think we're heading into much harder restrictions, in my opinion. I don't think we're flattening the curve as much as they'd like to think we are at this stage. And so I think it will definitely be a bit tighter before it eases off. Rebecca says, Chow-goo bamboo needles are the only bamboo needles I will use. Wow, that's massive. So there you go. Rebecca is a full fan of the Chow-goo bamboo. That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us, Rebecca. I hope that noise, I mean, it's so loud for me. I'm really just surprised if you guys can't hear it, honestly. It's so loud. If you depth tension like dye wench, you may find bamboo isn't slippy enough for your yarn to move. That's one of the reasons why I don't use bamboo. Oh, hello, here comes my husband. Oh, he's brought me another coffee. You got yeah, I do. Thank you. I mean, I'll take it. This one's nearly cold, so I won't say no. Thank you very much. Awesome. Coffee delivery. Woot woot. That's my husband, everybody. He's home from work today as well. Well, he's working from home today, so I better finish the cold coffee so I can get onto the hot coffee, hey? Kim says she has white with two. Smoothest and best bamboo, absolutely. Where are we? You have filed many burrs off, Gamer Widows. Oh, look, if I have to file off burrs, I sort of look at the brand and go, really? Really? And then don't really go there again. Christine says, I use bamboo for slippery yarns like silk or bamboo. And I agree. And that's about the only time I use bamboo unless all my tips are busy in something else and I don't want to pull it out. So then I use bamboo as well. Hang on. Diane says, I use bamboo knitting needles from Chow-goo, and since I've started using them, my knitting tension isn't so tight. Awesome. That's good to know, Diwench. Dizzy would like to know where her coffee is. I'm sorry, guys. He's in self-isolation. He can only make coffees in this building. Spanish is reminding everybody for a thumbs up. Marie Wills is saying that Kangaroo Island residents are campaigning for a no to arrivals. Okay, that's full on. But I definitely understand, without a doubt. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people are afraid. I know I'm afraid. I try not to be, but, you know, when you know that you've got health issues and you know that you're a higher risk, it does get scary. So, you know, and people do strange things when they're fearful. So I definitely understand. Prudence introduced me to bamboo hooks. I love them. I just need to find my Namaste case somewhere in the yarn cave. I had a Namaste case, and back in the day, what year am I talking? When was Namaste bags like enormous, when everybody you knew had a Namaste bag? I had a Namaste bag, but I found it was so poorly made that it started, I had a red one, big red bag, loved it. It was getting red all over my arm where the pleather was ripping apart. So I was very frustrated. I don't mind paying big bucks for something if it lasts. I hate paying big bucks for something that isn't worth it. Kangaroo Island doesn't have much in the way of medical care. Oh, absolutely. Like, that's the thing. Kerry's got to go to your workplace now. Bye, Kerry. Be safe, be cautious, and be happy. Have you used your Star Wars project bag yet? I have. It's over here with a project in it. But I'm doing this other project. I mean, it's got stuff on it. I can't grab it. Dizzy says, I had an original one from 2008. Like, I'm thinking around 2008, 2010, around there. The green has started to peel. Yeah, my red peeled. And Knitspin Girl says she had a purple one that self-destructed. I don't know anybody whose bag did not self-destruct within an unreasonably short amount of time, considering the money. I've been disappointed with my little Namaste buddies, and the one, like the speckle case, the pleather is disintegrating. Yeah, I've got a little purple buddy, and same thing, it's all coming apart. I love the little magnetic lining and everything. I think the idea is great. I just don't think they're well made. I got my case the same show I met you. Okay. I don't remember when that was. Like, that was a few years back. That was quite a few years back. Yeah, I don't remember when that was. That was when I first met Kim as well. So it's been a few years ago. I don't know what a Namaste bag is. You can Google it, but don't be tempted to buy one. Honestly, Wench, they're beautiful. They are beautiful. They're just not made very well. Says Chantel, who's about to be sued by Namaste. Josephine has snuck into the chat, according to Spanichick. That's so funny. On the last round, remind me not to start another round, guys. That was too many bits. I've got to fix that. I have a Jocelyn crochet bag. Got that just before she closed. It's lovely. I haven't seen those ones. Are you talking about the Jimmy Beans brand? I don't know who owns Namaste now, but it used to just be a Namaste bag. It was Namaste branded. I don't know if they had a parent company or not, but the bags themselves were just not good. Like, they're beautiful and they look beautiful for a little while, but if you use your bag heavy like I did, it did not last. Because I used my red Namaste bag as a handbag, so I used it daily. But I'm not hard on a handbag. I mean, my other handbags are all going all right. I'd show you, but there's none in here. Jocelyn Page, she closed down 3 years ago, disappeared off the earth. If you can get one, do it. Okay. Well, I mean, if she's disappeared, the chances are pretty slim. Jimmy Beans will have Namaste bags. Well, I mean, they may well. I don't know if they own them or if they just stock them. I know that a lot of yarn stores stock the Namaste bags for a while there. What is vegan leather? Apparently, it's not PVC. Oh, I just read an article about vegan leather. It's not PVC. It's something else. I can't remember what it is. But Google it. There's some good articles about what vegan leather is. Because a lot of people assume it's pleather, but I mean, and I call it pleather, but and the older bags I don't think were vegan leather. I think they were actually PVC. They felt like it, honestly. I don't know. I can't help. I don't remember from music. I've probably got a tag somewhere for it because I'm a hoarder. Actually, no, I wouldn't because I was really angry at them, so I got rid of them. I'm just going to do something here on my computer just because I've realised I've got something up that I don't want up. There we go. Hopefully that hasn't done anything too dramatic. It's really weird, like right here what I'm looking at. I've got my phone on, which is showing the live stream. I've got my laptop on, which is a few seconds behind that. And then I've got my desktop, which is showing like everything pulled together for the stream. And they're all like time delayed. It's a bit weird. So, yeah. Polyurethane, another type of a polymer plastic. Oh, there we go. But yeah, I mean, leather is better than any of those because it's one thing. The others is an amalgamation of ingredients and they deteriorate. So, you know. But anyway, I don't want to go too far down the vegan handbag products line. It's not really my area of expertise. I'm just going to lean back a little bit. Yesterday, guys, I hurt my leg, my knee. Not my knee that I had surgery on, the other knee. And I worked out this morning what it was because I didn't remember twisting it. I didn't remember like jumping or doing anything silly. I just remember going to take a step and going, oh my Lord, that is painful. And then this morning I was sitting at the desk setting this up and I realized that there was a box under my desk, which because I don't normally spend a huge amount of time at this desk, I don't notice it as much, but because I've been spending a lot of time at this desk this week, this is where I sit when we are doing our Zoom chats, that it makes the boxes under the desk make it that I can't put my foot there, so I've got my foot tucked under my chair, and it must have just been that constant pressure of pulling on that angle, because when I sat down, I automatically put my foot under the chair, and it pulled on my knee, and I just went, oh, it was like that white-hot pain sort of thing. And so I moved the boxes, straightened out my leg, and lo and behold, no pain. Oh, what a shock. Let's just say it didn't make for sleeping last night very easy. Not the simplest of tasks to sleep when you can't move your leg. And I'm a rotisserie chicken, so I roll over a lot in my sleep. So, it doesn't help very much. Our chat has stopped moving. Is it because you guys are busy or is it because there's a problem? So let me know and I'll try and see if it moves. I don't know. Is everybody in the chat today from Australia? I'm just having a little look here and it looks like just about everybody I recognise names except for one. I think except for Rebecca, I think everybody else is in Australia. Am I right there? Are you all Aussie? Oh no, thank you guys. I appreciate you checking that chat for me because sometimes I get a bit worried when it doesn't move after a little while because sometimes it does freeze. Yeah, not Rebecca. Absolutely. I know I understand you guys are at work and stuff. There we go. Oi, 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 good job. Christine's making a coffee. Apparently I don't need to make coffee because my husband brings me coffee refills now. I didn't know that was a thing. Kathy as well. Sorry, Kathy. Paranoid, yeah. Christina, oh, hello. Welcome to the chat. Okay, so there are a few more of you who are not from Australia, so that's cool. Cool. Darwin says I was getting a coffee since Tim wouldn't get me one. Well, I mean, he probably would if he could, like if it wasn't self-isolating and he's out there working, so I'm having to share bandwidth. But we have managed to keep Abby off during the live stream today, so that'll be helpful to us all. What we might do in a chat one day is actually get you guys to pick a bucket for me to look at, and we can go through a bucket and work out what I'm going to do with some of this stuff. We had a big cleanse in here. I had Andrea, so Die Wench, Spanner Chick, Joss and Tammy came over and helped me to go through it in here to sort of work out stuff. And we got rid of some things, and I've had a bit of a de-stash of some fluff, but I've still got lots of things. Are you sure you want to do that online? Look, no, I'm not 100% certain I want to do that online. I'm thinking about it. But I need to make some more room in here. So, I've got to work out a way to make more room. Oh, guys, I am melting. Where are we? If I upload the darn good yarn colouring book on the fun zone, it's good for us and the kids. No, it's not okay. No, that's not all right. Sorry. Yeah, no. Rebecca's in the US, yeah. Awesome, Rebecca. I can see my tubs. Yeah, your tubs are up there both. I think 2 of them are empty and the third one, because there's 2 blue ones and a white one, Spanish Chick says provide a link, not a copy. Thank you. That's better. But yeah, I'm not a fan of darn good yarn, to be honest. It's all good. Yep. Oh, I'm dying. I need a fan. Oh. It's a bit warm in here. Definitely we'll need to sort something out. I mean, winter is coming. No, you didn't offend. It's fine. It's fine. James and I bought some of your lasty stash. It was very nice. So from your stash to mine, it's appreciated. Thank you, Marie. I'm glad you liked it. I was sort of like, especially some of those yummy, yummy fibers, I was looking at them and I was a bit torn, but I just realized I've got so much fiber and so much beautiful fiber, and I just wasn't getting to it, and I didn't want to run the risk of it getting compacted and useless. So I figured at least if I can destash it on, then somebody else can use it, and it can still get used before it goes to waste. Does that make sense? I've got Abby's yellow fan on, Sally. It's right here. It's just not doing nothing. It's blowing warm air at me. I just went to our milk to put milk in my coffee and discovered it's all gone. I told the kids they could have chocolate milk. Oh no. One of them was one James had really loved, but he wasn't able to get it at the time. Well, I'm glad that I have it then. Absolutely. Hang on a second. What's Diz doing? Something about, damn it, what to do when having a textiles term online. Oh, I don't know. Abby's having a problem with her hospitality online. So, see, I don't normally spend this time of the day in this room. I'll normally go and sit out in the lounge room or something, or be out in the shed or whatever. This room this has got full morning sun. In the evening and the afternoon, it's beautiful, but especially because I have the window closed and the door closed, it's just a bit on the, it's a bit on the toasty side. Yeah, I agree with Marie. No milk means an outing. Absolutely. That's one of the things that Tim's been going out for fairly regularly every couple of days is just milk. We're trying to keep everything sort of like, we've got lots of fresh fruit and veg and, staples and things like that. So we're just trying to not go out if we can avoid it. Joss is back from her meeting. They were asking for any issues or problems. I'm like, no, it's all good. It's all good. I'm like, hurry up. I'm missing live chat. I love it, Joss. I love it. Issues? You're interrupting my social time. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree, Jackie. Milk is absolutely an essential, for sure. You could add some chocolate milk in for a mocha. I don't like chocolate milk in coffee. I don't mind mochas, don't get me wrong, but I don't think chocolate milk does it. Claire says, excited you're still live. A reward for making it through my first uni Zoom class. Hey, Claire. We're going to be live for another half an hour, yeah? And I'm so glad you made it through your class. I hope it worked well for you. Jackie says, I have long life and powdered for emergencies, but will go out for milk as long as I'm allowed to. Jackie, we're the same. We've got 2 bottles of long life out, and we've got some powdered milk that I tend to use for cooking, and I always have. I like powdered milk in my cooking. But, yeah, while we can, we'll go and get fresh. Absolutely. What Ida's from Washington as well, like excellent Ida. Sally's getting a little outing today. She has to go and pick up her script and drop off some stuff to her mum's doorstep and then off to the chemist. Oh, that's a nice little outing. That's awesome. How excitable are we, honestly? Ooh, I have to go to the chemist because we're all being good. That's what it is. We're all being good and we're all self-isolating and we're all doing the right thing. So a trip to the chemist becomes exciting. Marie says, yeah, we like powdered milk in mashed potatoes. I only put butter in mashed potatoes. I actually don't put any milk in mashed potatoes at all. But I do get it. Let me just have a look here. Where are we? Hang on. All right. Sorry, I just got sidetracked by a message I received. Sorry. The state of Washington. Okay, I put cream in mashed potatoes and butter. Yeah, I just put butter in. There's lots of butter. I don't make mashed potatoes very often, and I make them decadent when I do. Spanish Chick says I mash my potatoes with an electric mixer. I just use a potato masher, but according to my husband and daughter, I basically turn into an electric mixer when I use a potato masher. I think it's like old school days of when I worked in a bakery and we had to use a whisk for stuff, like a hand whisk. And it was just like, you just lock your shoulder in and away you go. Nispin girls had to go to Centrelink. Yay! Not exciting. I should read it out. Is that what you're saying? Okay, hang on a second. This is from Jenny King Designs, and it's on her Facebook wall. And it says, I'll just read it here. I'm just going to bring it closer so I can read it a bit easier. Just saw a news report about the stresses and strains of self-isolation. It reported that people are going crazy from being in lockdown. It was strange, actually, because I'd just been talking about this with the microwave and the toaster, and we all agreed that things were getting bad. I didn't mention anything to the washing machine, as she always has to put a different spin on everything, and certainly not to the fridge, as he is acting cold and distant. In the end, the iron calmed me down. She said everything will be fine, which surprised me because she's usually the first one to apply unnecessary pressure and get steamed up over nothing. I think she might be sneaking off to the medicine cabinet. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I do tend to talk to inanimate objects at the best of times, so, there's a bit more of that going on. I've just got to find my little chat window. There it is. Okay. Is it going to work now? Play. There we go. All right. Yes, that was very clever. I thought so too. Oh dear. I think I need a mooly type, supposed to make the best mash and nice and evenly mashed. See, I've got one and I didn't like it for mashing. I just found it was not great. For those in the Logan base, yeah. I have a potato rice, so good for making gnocchi. Yeah. I have laundry. I have to do laundry twice a week. I get everything and get home. Yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't it, Rebecca? It's just safer to be home. The Quaker is attacking my iron again. Oh dear. An IKEA ricer makes good mash. Really? I just go hard with a masher. I've got two different ones, right? But believe it or not, I have a favourite potato masher. Does anybody else have a favourite potato masher and a favourite potato peeler? Honestly, I do. Because if I'm like digging through the drawer and I get the one I don't like, I'm like, I don't want that one, and keep digging. That one's the rubbish one. I don't even know why I still have it. So, and it works perfectly fine. Tim and Abby, you've got no problems with it. But the veggie peeler I don't like leaves, it's like it's nearly serrated, and it leaves like little ridges, and I don't like that. It's so dumb. I know. And I don't actually have a favorite wooden spoon. I've got I like different wooden spoons for different jobs. I'm so glad I'm not alone, guys. Spanish Chick's got a favorite knife, and where is it? Game Widows has got favorite tongs and favorite scissors. Josephine Phillips says my husband is my favorite potato masher. I love that. I've got one of the ones, like potato mashers. I've got one that's like a circle with the crisscross and the little squares. That's my favourite one, even though it's bent, right? I don't know how it got bent, but it's bent. But then I've got one of the ones that are just the few lines, and it's thicker and it's sturdier and it's got a nicer handle. but I don't like it. I like the one with the little round bit with the squares. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Am I just old school? Possibly. I lost the colander I hated. It's gone to school, to the kitchen. I have a favourite now. Spanish Chick says the serrated ones are good for pumpkins and the other hard skinned veggies. See, I tend to not peel pumpkins because I like roasted pumpkin skin. Otherwise, I use a knife. I've always just peeled pumpkins with a knife. I don't peel with a favourite grater. Yes, I have a favourite grater. I have 2 graters, and one of them is my favourite, and the other one is not. Should I have 2 or 3? Might have 3. I've got a little one, which is my favourite, and then I've got a Tupperware one, which is bearable if the little one's not around. And then the other one, which I just hate. I hate pieces. Like, I'm so tempted just to accidentally let it fall in the bin that, oh no, it fell in the bin. It's touched the rubbish things. Oh, worst thing ever. I've just noticed the webcam's definitely focusing on my hands more than my face. I'm all blurry. Let's fix that. There we go. Rebecca says, I rarely do mashed potatoes. Me too, Rebecca. It's because I'm decadent and evil with mashed potatoes. I tend to not do them too often, but they are delicious. I love mashed potatoes. And more so now that Abby eats mashed potatoes, because it's really hard mashing for 1 or 2. Soft focus. What planes? What are you talking about? As an ex-Tupper lady, I got the peeler set. Ah, yes, I'm an ex-Tupper lady as well. That's where I got I've got a Tupperware ricer, and it's good, but I don't like it for mashed potatoes. I thought I was the only one who. Oh no, Claire, the skin is the best part on a well roasted potato. I'll go to places and I'll watch people scraping the potato off the skin, and I'm thinking, you're leaving the best part. Gosh. I love my microplane, but hard to put peel in everything. Yes. My husband doesn't like mashed potato except on cottage or shepherd's pie. Well then, more mashed potato for you, I say. Dizzy says, I love pumpkin with the skin on. Okay, who's team pumpkin skin on? Me. Leave that skin on the pumpkin. There we go. Knitspin girl, she likes her pumpkin skin on. Chintami does. Christine, Lisa does. Oh, I got a knot in my ball. Let me. Pumpkin skin. Die, wench, you take that back. Depends on the pumpkin. Really? Only I can't be bothered cutting it off. Pumpkin soup. Roast the skin. Blend including takes like you put pine nuts in there but no nuts. Ah. I agree it has to be very well roasted. I agree with that. Absolutely. People have strong opinions about veggies. People have strong opinions about food they like and food they don't like. See, butternut to me is not a pumpkin, and I just take that one's skin off with a peeler. I treat it more like squash. Oh yeah, Clay, you should definitely hear us talk about trifle. Vicky's skin on as well. Absolutely. Potato skins are yummy. You know what? I don't like mashed potato with the skin in, right? That's because I just like a creamy thing. I'm looking for something in particular. But I love jacket potatoes and all like potato wedges with skin on, chips with skin on. Yeah, but when it comes to mashed potato, I like the skin off. Claire says I could definitely get in on a trifle chat. Oh, no, I don't know, Claire. I'm pretty opinionated. My Miss Minnie says butternut is the only pumpkin worth eating. We could have a discussion about the fact that butternut's not technically a pumpkin, right? It's a squash. But I love butternut. I make pumpkin soup, and I use 3 different types of pumpkin in my pumpkin soup. I don't tend to pre-roast the pumpkins like some people do. I do love a good roast pumpkin soup. But if I'm making pumpkin soup, I'm making it with butternut, Jap, and Kent. And I will add in an apple and ginger. Vanilla slice opinions. Now, here's a good topic. I love a good vanilla slice. Like, are we talking straight up vanilla slices, or are we talking the vanilla cream slices like the continental slices? I do love them both. I just want to be clear that we're just talking straight up yellow custard vanilla slices with icing on the top. Is that right? It's actually fondant, but yes. No icing on vanilla. What? How do you even get a vanilla slice with no icing? All vanilla slice has icing. Continental slices have no icing. My dad calls them snotbox. Well, gosh, class. And I read it out. I was not prepared for it. I would expect that kind of comment from Freaky. Just custard and lovely crispy pastry. Oh yes, it's got to be lovely crispy pastry. It's been girl says I prefer bee stings to vanilla slice. I like bee stings too because I like that the creme patissiere that they use. It's a creamy custard. It's got, yeah. Darwin says passion fruit icing with creamy vanilla. Lovely. No coconut. Oh yes, there shouldn't be coconut on vanilla slice. Whoever's doing that needs to be reprimanded. No coconut on vanilla slice. Ew. See, Claire, like we're talking about, and proper custard. I agree. I don't like it when it's all jelly, like gelatinous custard. That bugs me. Like, I understand they need to put a little bit in so it holds its shape when they slice it and it doesn't just go mush. But I don't like it when it's like all, like you bite into it and you can't actually taste custard. It just tastes watery. Yeah. See, look, these are our food discussions. We're all very passionate about our favourite foods. Either lemon icing or pink. Look, I'm happy for a nice vanilla icing with a chocolate swirl. Like, I'm not that fussy, but no coconut for sure. How do we go from veggies to dessert? I don't know, but it just happens. It happened, and here we are. I'd like to know. I'd like to know as well, Darwin, because you all know I love coconut. Coconut is delicious, but not on a vanilla slice. That's just all the wrong. You're all making me hungry. I'm getting quite hungry too, honestly. No soggy pastry. Agreed. The CSR Sugar website has a lovely recipe for a vanilla slice. I might have to go and check that out. Proper custard, not custard powder. So are you talking like eggs and like, I mean, I don't mind using custard powder, but I put double eggs in my custard powder to make it set properly. Christina O says, I have no idea what a vanilla slice is. It's basically a nice crisp layer of pastry with a nice big chunky wedge of thick custard, like setting thick custard, vanilla custard, with another layer of pastry, so you've got something to hold on to. And obviously in this chat, not everybody agrees, but it's normally got some sort of like icing on the top for a bit of sweetness because the vanilla custard itself is not very sweet. Millefeuille is another name for them. They're a bit different. They're not quite a vanilla slice. Must be lunchtime. Look, it's getting pretty close. It's getting pretty close to me. It's only 11 here in Brisbane. If you're not in Brisbane, it's lunchtime. Sorry. If you're not in Brisbane and still in Australia, it's lunchtime. Oh, there we go. Jackie's popped in a link for Wikipedia vanilla slice. I didn't realise vanilla slice might be an Australian thing. I never even considered that. Sorry, guys. I thought we were being very continental, but maybe not. I think the dusting of icing sugar is the way to go. See, when I get a continental slice, which is the vanilla custard mixed with a whipped cream, and you have 2 layers, so you have the very crispy pastry, the creme patissiere, which is a custard cream whip mix, and another layer of pastry, then the second layer of creme patissiere. That just gets a dusting because the creme patissiere is naturally sweeter. Christine Crisp is currently eating home preserved peaches that she bought. Oh, it's dinner time in Alaska. Thank you, Christine. Vanilla slice, absolutely delicious, but don't eat it in polite company. I agree with you because you bite into it and it just goes out the end. Like, it is at home, in the yard. Like, don't eat it in the house. For another controversial topic, iced Vovos, for or against? I'm pro iced Vovo. I like iced Vovos. So what do you all say? Someone might need to put a link in. Ice Vovos are a commercial biscuit that you can purchase from Arnott's. I believe Arnott's make Ice Vovos. And it's like a very plain biscuit, sweet biscuit, with 2 piped runnels of pink marshmallow fluff with a runnel of jam in the middle and covered in coconut. Ida says, I have very... I agree. Several favourite kitchen tools, and I get upset, when I have to hunt for them when they're put in the wrong drawers. Game Widows is against. Dizzy is for, except she can't find gluten-free. Sally says they're not too bad, just not fond of the coconut. Josephine is with me on Team Vovo. Yeah, Claire's having the same problem with the no gluten-free ones. Knitspin Girl says she preferred the old recipe. Oh, where the old recipe was when they were much bigger than what they are now. Agreed. They're quite small now. Christina says I have to be in the mood for an iced Volvo. Dick Smith joked he was going to make miced Volvos. Oh dear, he would. Yeah, they definitely were a lot bigger than what they are now. No, look, we definitely have our opinions on food on this channel, considering we're a yarn crafting channel. But yeah, it's definitely, we definitely have our opinions. The new ones are small and flat. I agree, they are small and flat. They're not as tasty as they used to be. You used to bite into the marshmallow bit and it'd be really like thick and gooey, and now it's just like, oh, this is not, I mean, you can taste it and it feels slightly different, but it's nowhere near as thick as it was. Is that something that's happening in the US as well as Australia? That is that, like, you remember, like, you sometimes think maybe it was because I was a kid and I just remember it being bigger, but do you guys remember when wagon wheels were like this big and now they're like this big? Like, everything just gets smaller, and like you pay the same amount for a box of cereal except the box weighs 200 grams less. Because they'd rather than put the price up, just shrink down what you get. And it's like, dude, just put the price up. I need that size box for a reason. Now I've got to buy 2 damn boxes and have leftovers. I am melting. It's so hot in here. I wish I had a thermometer to tell you how exactly hot it is. Another one, scones. Jam first or cream first? Jam first. Honestly, jam first on scones. Otherwise, the jam doesn't sit on the cream properly. You've got to put the jam on and then dob it with it, like then go and just basically hide it under the cream. Claire says, and chips definitely have more air and less chips. Yep, for sure. Christine says, yeah, I was just thinking about wagon wheels. Jam, then cream. Yes, jam first. Bub Curran, 2 favourite things, crafting and eating. They do go a bit hand in hand, don't they? Oh, yes. Things get smaller or they change the recipe and they don't taste as good. Yeah, absolutely. Jackie says, depends if you're from Cornwall or Devon. Really? Marie says, until ISO Girl Guides were going to be selling a lime and coconut gluten-free Bicky, Celiac Society approved, not sure when they'll be available now. Double check, because a lot of those things are going online now, Marie. You might be able to, definitely might be able to get them online. Google it and check. Because I read somewhere that Girl Guide cookies, I mean, not necessarily Australia, but I know US Girl Guides were definitely going online. Christine says, no cream. Get out of my chat. What do you mean no cream? How can you have no cream on scones? Honestly. I mean, unless, of course... No, you're not gluten intolerant. You're having milk on your coffee. Gosh. What is that? Why bother? Why make scones if you're not going to have cream on them? What's Rebecca Nelson saying yes to? Or golden syrup and cream? Nah. Like my dad made a lot of damper when I was a kid. A lot of damper, right? And golden syrup and butter belong on damper for sure. But when I put damper onto a scone, it makes me think it's going to be like a damper and the texture's wrong. Jackie says no jam. I mean, again, I probably would eat it without jam. They have to be done. They've done that with the minties. They used to be hard. Now they're a soft and gooey mess. Agree, Vicky. Agree. Pumpkin scones with butter and Vegemite. See, I can deal with that. Maybe, I mean, I'm not the biggest Vegemite fan. I mean, I like Vegemite, but I don't know if I'd put it on a pumpkin scone, but I can see where you're going with that. I like lemon curd on scones. Oh my gosh, yes. That, yeah. I'd still put cream with it though. You've never liked cream, Christine? Really? Oh my gosh. I mean, that might explain why I look like this and you look like you. Dizzy's got, yeah, I'm a bit of a, I make a double that recipe. 1 cup of lemonade, 1 cup of cream, and 3 cups of flour, mix scones, yes. Game Widow says, can't do lemon curd because you're allergic to egg. Oh, that's terrible. Golden syrup on vanilla ice cream. Do you know what's really nice on vanilla ice cream? I had it this week. Kahlua. Not for the kiddies. That's not safe for the kiddies, but geez, it was good. Oh, don't go up again. We're up to 6. Yes, Kahlua. Just a little drizzle. It wasn't even, it was just, I have 2 little IKEA scoops, so half-size scoops of ice cream and just a little tiny, like blip, like not heaps, because, you know, rationing the Kahlua. But it was lovely. It was just enough. Dizzy has an egg-free lemon butter recipe. Really? I mean, how do you Sauvignon without the egg, honestly? I can hear knocking on my door. We're still live in here. You can come in if you want, but we're still live, so you better not be in your pajamas. Okay, come on in then. We're going to have a guest in the chat. Here she comes. Here's our guest. Abby's the guest. We don't have a spare chair for you, Abs. Abby's shirt. It's because Abby's raiding my cupboard. There we go. We're just talking about all sorts of things. Bub Curran's just made lemon curd at her place. We're coming to your place, Bub. Traditional scones, making this afternoon with no lemonade, with butter, flour and milk only. Look, I'm saving my butter. If I can use lemonade and cream, I will do that. And it makes a lighter scone. I don't like dense scones. Dense scones are yucky. But yes, Dizzy, definitely pop your eggless recipe for lemon butter in the chat. Lots of people are waving to Abby. Grace says, go back to your room and work on your assessment. How does she not have assessment? Because I've told the whole chat you've got a biology assessment to do. Everybody knows, Abby. Everybody knows. Lots of people saying hi to Abby. I know. I was just saying that I've got 3 screens all on different time things. Where are we? Great. Don't think PJs matter in isolation. Had someone in a robe in my uni Zoom. Abby's school actually specified that to remind kids to wear appropriate clothing during their video chats. Yeah, so they have to. The boys are reminded to put a shirt on. Game Widow says mine are light. I don't mess around with the dough. That's good. Christine Jones says hi, Abby from Alaska. Alaska. She's not hot in Alaska right now. I can tell you that. Oliver just squeaked LO at Abby. Oliver is a bird. Jackie's saying hi.
Where?
Down here. Oliver just squeaked LO.
Hello.
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 So we're going to Gamer Widows for scones, and then Bubs for the butter, for the lemon butter.
Chocolate cookies.
Are we making more chocolate cookies?
Not today, but fine.
Okay, it's too hot today. Christine is not hot. No, we are very hot here. It's quite warm. Actually, Abby, if I was you, I'd go into your bedroom, shut your window, shut your door, and put your aircon on. That's what I'd do if I was you right now. Marie just said 2 of hers had a maths and science test, so send sympathy for you in solidarity. Spanichick says one of our private schools is making students wear their uniforms in their video chats. I saw that. I'm like, Abby saw it and was just like, yeah, nah. Like, seriously, let's torture the parents more. You've got to iron the uniforms and do all the uniform washing as well as all this. That's the only perk, right? No school runs, no uniforms. Miss J had to wear uniform for her school online conferences. Oh my gosh. Consider yourself lucky, Abby. We're talking about kids who have to wear uniforms for their online videos.
Yeah, the funny thing I said that her daughter has to.
Yeah. Gosh. One of ours is in uniform. Marie's down in Victoria, I think. No, South Australia, and one of hers is in uniform. Gosh, I know that if Abby has an exam, she has to wear a uniform and she has to go to school because she's in senior. So all senior exams have to be done on premises.
We don't have to wear uniform yet.
Oh, did they? Yeah. I didn't get a message from the school changing that. I'll check. Claire says, I think there might be some procrastination going on here. I think she's just chilled. She's just put the aircon on in her room, so I'll give her 5 minutes and then she has to go in and study. Everyone wants you to do well on this assignment, Abs. Lots of positive energy coming your way. One of the HPE teachers was topless on Vimeo before. Was that? Please tell me that was a male teacher. There is a theory to help keep kids in school mode, which is get up and uniform, then out of it when lessons are done. I mean, I can see the logic behind it. I can, and I think Abby would focus better if she was in her uniform because she'd be more keen to get out of it. But she's got sessions for just about every subject where she's got to be at the computer and log into the classroom, and so she's not in school mode now because she's on pupil free days, but she's still got to get assignments finished on their due dates, which she's got one due tomorrow. So just got to tweak it and get it finished. All right, well, I'll help you with it after I'm done, Abby. Oh, I'm not kidding. My elbows are perspiring so much they just slid off the table. Gosh. Rebecca says you definitely have your mum's smile.
Which Becca is that?
This is Rebecca Nelson. She's in the USA.
Put me next to both of them, and you don't know who I look like tomorrow.
Yeah, Abby's right. She's a real mix of both myself and my husband. So if she's standing with my husband, everyone's like, wow, she really looks like her dad. And then if she's standing next to me, it's like, wow, she really looks like you. Claire says the one good thing is that everyone is in the same boat and understands all the difficulties with online learning. Absolutely. Absolutely. Abby,
Yeah.
language.
Cool.
I can hear the plumbers all having a big confab out there over the top of the noise of the big diggers.
Okay, go back into my air conditioner.
All right, enjoy yourself in there. I might come in and join you in a minute. Yeah. It's like, Abby says her bedroom is now like Alaska. Unlike this room, which feels like Jamaica. So yeah. But anyway, my lovely friends, we're going to head out soon. I'm going to go and sit with my daughter in her exceptionally cold bedroom and escape the heat of this room. I have nearly finished all of this size square. I've got this one and 2 more to go of this size, and then I've just got 1 more size to do, little ickle ones. They'll look like this. So yeah, we're nearly there. I've got the full size squares. I've still got to do the half squares and stuff. We have one doing year 12 at school, so very difficult. The other one's year 9 open access, so business as usual. Abby is doing year 10 at school, so this is not quite business as usual. Christina Jones is heading off. Bye, Christine. Anyone who wants to join into our Zoom chats, they are 7 p.m. Brisbane time nightly and 8:30 Brisbane time weekdays, 9:30 on weekends. Kim runs the morning ones and I run the nighttime ones. So we can all get together. Just remember to bring your headphones. We do get a little bit of feedback and what have you when everyone's mics are on. Because then we can all just talk to each other. It's not just me talking, which I've gotten really used to having the Zoom chats where I get to see people's faces. It feels a bit weird doing a live stream, especially in this room, which is where I do all the Zoom chats from. Anyway, I'm going to probably head out now, everybody. I know it's a dash early, but I'm just getting a little bit overheated. Next week we should be back out in the shack again, so I can't see why I wouldn't be. Although I didn't know the plumbers were coming, so, you know. I mean, I knew they were coming today because they arrived yesterday and told us they were coming back today, but they're council plumbers, so we didn't know they were coming yesterday. My husband was like, did we know you were coming? And they were like, no. It sounded like we had a bit of a interfescence last night on Zoom. I don't know what that means. How do you join your squares? This particular pattern has got a map for crocheting edges together so they all join up. So I popped a link in for the pattern. It's Spin Your Granny, and it's got a really cool map. You should check it out. Definitely worth it. Australian designer as well. So support on Aussie. So all of you have a great day. I will catch you next week or tonight on the Zoom. So yeah, be good, be safe, be well. I'll catch you later. Bye.